Hi, Judy. You're out and about, so you'll catch up later? Absolutely. Hi, Michelle. It's been a minute since I've been on here with you guys. Um, I was laying low for a couple of weeks because I had some sort of yucky virus, so I was sick for over 2 weeks. Oh, can't get sound? Hmm. Afternoon, Linda. Linda, can you hear me? Just gonna write a message here to Linda. If not, I might have to just have a look, see what. Oh, good. So, Linda, you can hear me. Okay, so my sound's hooked up. I'm sorry, Michelle, you're having some issues with your sound. Okay, well, let's get started. So, today's our day that we're working on our 12 by 12 Simple Stories, a year full of memories monthly calendar. And this started back in January. So, of course, all the videos are there, and I have been uploading my videos to my YouTube channel, which is Attic Inspired Crafter YouTube. So if they get erased from Facebook, then you can certainly find them there. And we'll just take a peek through what we've done to date. So I'm not putting pictures online because I'm going to do it as a gift. So this was January's page, and you can do them any which way you want. This one has two places for photos. And then the calendar part, I do like putting some stamps, hi Dale, and some embellishments over and some washi tape. That was January. This is February. And then February's calendar. Just giving you a little review. March. That was fun. And then March's calendar. Lots of stamping on that one. And then April. So far blank. Now from the very beginning, I cut out black 10 by 10 pieces, and that's what I'm adhering down to the main base just to make it pop. And I went ahead and stitched all around the 12 bases. So I have that prepped. And for stamping for April, I had some mushroom washi tape, just some nice colors, some birds, and I might go in later and color in the bird and the leaves, some background stamps. So you just have fun with it. So I'm going to put this aside for the moment. And I do have another calendar. I usually give you a sneak peek because I do them around the same time. So this is an 8 by 8 DIY calendar. Again, blank, so you can, it's not specific to any year. You build your year. So that's the April part of it. And I keep this calendar for my crafty schedule things. And then I use the Mente Home Sweet Home, I think it is. And I just love it. Now there are some bits here that I did take out of my embellishment album. And if you don't know what the embellishment album is, I did do a review of that before. It's kind of a spot where I keep all extra embellishments from a kit once I've used up all the paper, but you still have like bits and pieces of embellishments left. So there's bits and pieces, and I know these were from like a 49 market. The frame, this grayish background, but the purple, the green, this piece, and all these bits, that's all from the Home Sweet Home Mente line. It's very pretty. So I had fun with that. So that's my April. And I just keep this part. on my desk, and it kind of keeps me in order. So let's get going. Thanks, Deborah. Yeah, I have fun with those. And I'm going to work off of this paper. So as normal, like if you go right back, if this is your first time joining me for this particular class, if you go right back to the January class, I kind of walk through what our process would be each month. And we did our prep way back then where we separated our bits and pieces. So you do have this sticker sheet, and the April I will use on the page that has the actual calendar. For that, so I'll stick that on here in a little bit. It's yellow on yellow, but there's white there, so that's okay. Maybe we can do that right now. So I'm just going to pull up the April, and you do have some little stickers as well. There, so this is how I use these stickers, is I put them on this part. But as we get in, there's going to be more April titles that we can use for the actual page if you want. And then that brings us right throughout the year. So you have some like little bits of other stickers you can use. In your kit, of course, you get the big sticker sheet and a full set of numbers in case you want to use those as your calendar numbers instead of stamping them in. But I chose to stamp mine in, so I won't use this. And the sticker sheet, I'm saving it for the recipient of the calendar so that they can have some fun and lay some stickers down wherever they want to. Okay, so I pulled out for today's class, we have our little April packet. So again, if you go back to the January class, you'll see where we separated all our bits and pieces. And this is Simple Stories for the Record paper line, paper kit. And yeah, and then the calendar comes separate. So these are our bits for April. And I chose a couple of, these are going to be my photo mats. So I have a 6x4, and this is a 4x3 photo mat for this page. Whether I'll use both or not, I'm not sure yet. And then I just picked out bits from our little stash of paper. We have a choice of 2 of these 3x4 cards. So I picked Today is the Day and the one with the camera on it. Sometimes I use them both, sometimes I don't use them both, in which case I just shove them back in the bag, so it can be a choice for next time. I picked up, this actually says March, so each month has like 4x6 kind of sheet. I didn't use March's, but I picked it out because I'm thinking I might use the camera side of it. And this was a piece of scrap, and it has like a lot of the colors that are in the paper that I chose. So when we prepped our paper in January, each month you get to pull out of your stack of paper a 6x12 piece that we'll use for our layout. And this is the one I chose for today. So we didn't use that one yet. I'm kind of making sure that I use one of each of the papers before I start to repeat. And then we have tags. You can pick 2 tags out per class. Again, whether we use them, we'll decide. And then there's just some extra bits that was pulled out for previous classes that I didn't use, so I pulled them out again today. And whatever I don't use, we'll just go back in the pile for perhaps the next time. So let's get started. I never really have much of an idea of what I'm doing. I just have all my things out. Let's see what's in this little packet for April. And then I just start cutting and laying paper down. It's very low stress. I'll tell you the measurements that I've used, but it's really going to depend on which paper you decide you want to use or which bits you want to use. So we have this little, and I know right now I'm probably going to cut this banner right off of here. But we have this, and there is like 2 sheets of punch outs, and it tells you, well, April, it tells you what goes with each month. We have some pink. Hello, spring. We do have an umbrella. We have the paper April, so you could use this on your calendar if you want it. We have some clouds, little flowers, some butterflies. It's too early though here for butterflies, so I might save those for May. And then some more little flowers, watering can. This one, and then this card, the April card. So we have lots of stuff to choose from. So I'm just going to put all this stuff here. And the paper I chose really doesn't have a whole lot of bright pink into it. So I'm not sure if I'll use these 2 things for this month, just because I didn't incorporate a lot of pinks in my color palette for today. But I do like the little umbrella. Okay, so let me just move this stuff to the side, and then you can actually post or glue items down to your actual calendar part too, like even these little flowers. That would be nice. So everything will get utilized in the end. Okay, so I do have the one big piece of paper, and I think I'm just gonna cut this one in 2, and I will have 2 pieces that are 3 by 12. Actually, I'm gonna cut it down to 10 first, because I know my mat that I did is 10 by 10, so I don't want it to cover up my stitching, so I'm actually going to cut it down to 9 3/4. So that already we have like an extra piece right here, so that's good. And then I'm just going to cut this in 2. So this is 6, so I'm just going to cut it in 2 at 3. I just put a new blade in my trimmer today, and sometimes I find the new blades, they're so sharp that they get a little caught up on the wire that's in your trimmer. So I have this piece, and because it's numbers, I'm thinking that I think I'm going to cut a little bit more off. So I'm just going to leave my trimmer down here, but I'll tell you the size. So it was 9 3/4. That's 3, but I think I'm going to go down to 2. And my reason being is I think I want to use the flip side of it this way. And I think I'm going to also cut this one down a little bit. I also will cut it at 2, so you'll have a 2 by 9 3/4 and a 1 by 9 3/4. I don't really like the numbers going that way, but I do like this. So that's what I mean. We just start cutting paper, and then we see where it takes us. I almost want to cut a little tiny smidgen more. Now, if you don't follow the way I'm doing it, if you decide to put your layout right on the calendar, then you can definitely use your 12 by your 12-inch long paper. But I'm just cutting 1/4 of an inch off from these lengths because I really want to see my stitching. I went to the trouble of putting the stitching down there. So, but I like these little bits. I find it fascinating to add little bits. So I think I want my big numbers this way. And I will tuck this one underneath here. So let's do that. I'm just going to get a little bead of glue, and I use all the different things. However, where it's a calendar, and it's going to be folded. I try not to go crazy with dimension. I will add a little bit, but not like I normally do. I'm just using the first row. I'm going to put nice. It has a way for you to get it on straight. Glue takes a minute to catch, and I leave my strings right on. I am not a fancy sewer, so I just leave my strings, and depending on how I place it in the calendar, the strings might be here on one month, up here on another month, and that's perfectly okay. I don't want it like a cross, so I'm just going to offset it a little bit. So before I put this one down, I'm going to put this one down. What have you guys been up to? I know Angela was having a class today at the store. My gosh, I wish I had the ability to jump in my car and go to the store whenever I felt like it. So I don't like, and this is just me, but I don't like that it's the same pattern, but this part's going this way and then this part's going this way. I want something to separate, kind of break up that a little bit. So I'm just going to have a look. I don't want to use the numbers in this direction, but this is kind of where I have a look at what I have here. Cameras might be nice. That's cameras on that side too. But what if we did something like this? Let me see what else I got. I'm just going to be looking here. Talk amongst yourselves. We have this one too. I'm going to trim this one in two. So this is a piece of scrap that I took out of our pile. So that's a 3x4. And it might be even a 3x4 card. But I am going to cut it down to 1.5 by 4. So I actually got two pieces. So I'm thinking I'm going to tuck a piece in here just to break that up a little bit. And then I'm going to tuck a piece up here. Okay, I like that. So let me stick those down. And I find if you scrapbook and you really want just to do it without any kind of self-pressure where you're putting things down, then the best thing to do is have a quick look at it, and if you like it, stick it down. Don't give yourself too much opportunity to change your mind, because you will. And now I'm going to put this piece, I'm going to commit and put this piece down. I still got something. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to not put my adhesive right to the edge in case I want to tuck something out there, because I still don't like this kind of checker look. I would like it to be a little bit separated. Down there. I soon have to kind of look and decide where I'm going to put my photos before I get too further. So if I put one, this piece here looks crooked to me. I think it's because my stitching is not right straight, because it is straight on this. Just going to tuck it over a little bit. That looks a little bit better. So because we have a lot of numbers, I'm okay with kind of covering up portion of them there. I don't want to cover them all up. So maybe we'll kind of pop this one up over this one here when it comes time. I'm just going to sit that there for a minute. I still feel like I need to do something here. So where's that tag that I said I know I'm going to be wanting to trim it? So let's do that now. Let's fussy cut this. What's your weather like in Ontario? We're still having days of snow flurries. Now there's really no snow on the ground to mention, or at least not much. We were completely in the clear, and then we got snow, and I know some of you have gotten an awful lot of ice, and my heart goes out to you because that's usually Nova Scotia. But so far this year, we've escaped the ice storms so far. And you can ink your edges too if you want. I chose not to ink throughout this. If I started to ink, then I would have continued to ink. But I did not ink, and when I say that, I just want to have a quick look to make sure I'm telling you the truth. Yeah, no, I did not ink. So we could either put the April down here, or we can save it and put it up here. I kind of like it up here, and I have it popped up a little bit. Rainy, cool, and damp. Yeah, that's the way it is here today too. So it's a good day to be scrapping. I think I do like it up here. And I can go ahead now and position that. I'm just going to dig out some dimensional tape, because I'm just going to put it, when you're building scrapbook pages for someone else to put pictures on, or even if it's for yourself to put pictures on at a later date, then you do have to be a little bit conscious of how you stick things down. So I'm just going to put tape on this side so that you can slide your pictures underneath. Oh, that Heather and Dan, they were teasing yesterday with all the good stuff. They picked up the border. And then Dan had the audacity to say, ladies, don't be looking for this until next week. He has no idea what that does to a person. I just want to see it all. And I've bought so much paper over the last 3 months, and that's really not usual for me. I usually buy stamps and dies, which I bought those too. But the paper has just been so gorgeous that I just can't help myself. I have a problem. I need an intervention. There, so I can still slide my picture out, so that's good. And I think I'm going to commit to my photo here, but I'm just going to put tape up the center, and maybe a little bit here and here, just in case I want to stick anything else down. Rates of cards online. Okay, those are up and online, are they? I don't know. I use the majority of my card bases are white. I don't know what it is. I have a hard time using white, black, or craft, sometimes cream, like those neutral colors. But I have a hard time using colored bases. I love the cards when I see other people showing them, but that's just me. Okay. I feel like I still want to break up this little block. That's kind of nice. I don't really need it as a tag. Okay, commit. It's a busy pattern, so sometimes it makes my eyeballs dance too much. And I just like to break it up to give something more neutral. So I'm kind of happy with where that's going. I feel like I want a little pattern of some sort coming from out here. So we have this little tag. It says, good things are happening. We have that one. What else do we have? We have the big one, but that's going to be too much because I want to put another photo here. We have this one here too that says checkout with a camera. But again, I just find it too busy because the pattern paper is so busy. I'm going to commit. I'm going to take my own advice and not think about it too much. Some of my favorite layouts come together when I don't think about it too much. And then this does leave an opportunity for someone to do a little bit of journaling on whatever the papers are or whatever the pictures are going to be. So now I'm just going to take some pop-up tape and put it right into the center of this one so that I can lay that down. I'll put in 2 little pieces just to give it some stability. I am so bad though, like part of my and I know you guys know what I'm talking about. Part of my love for this craft is getting new things and just touching them and thinking about all the nice projects I can make with them. And sometimes they stay unused in my stash for years. Really making sure. So someone can slide a photo right up underneath. And when I give this, I'll make sure that they know that and they can slide it like right down here to get the photo in. Nice, so that's good. And then they have a nice little photo opportunity here. So that's good. I think I'm going to keep this cloud for, because I have some clouds on my picture, on my stamped part. Paper showers bring spring flowers. I had a stamp of a hot air balloon, so I like that. I can't put the cloud down here, but it kind of cuts off a little bit of my April. Is it stuck down there too hard? I can gently. Oh, and I don't want to cover the Wednesday, Tuesday, but I'm going to bring it down right above it. And that will give me the real estate I need to put the cloud there. You too, Dale? You feel the same way? Yeah. And I used to feel guilty about that. I don't anymore. Getting up in my years of my working life. So I know there's going to come a time where I am committed to a pension that I'm not going to have the ability to buy all the things. And when that happens, well, then I will have good opportunity to use all the things. Okay, so where are we going here with this one? Just checking, making sure I don't miss any messages here. So photo. We have this here. I like that. And now just to bring in some of this pattern up here, I'm going to stick this little bit down. It just kind of it brings the pattern all together. And then I have still another little bit here that I could put at the top. why not? And I do have a great larger strip here, but I might want to put that back in my scraps so that we'll have an opportunity to use it on another page. You know, when we prepped for these classes, and I said you can only keep one 6 by 12 sheet for each page we do, I was worried that people might think that's not enough paper, but you're going to see we're going to have loads left over just because it is the nature of the beast. So this can be our title, Hello Spring. And I kind of like it down there, and then we can pop up our umbrella. Sometimes when you break out these pieces from the perforated, there's a little line. Hello, spring. Oh, I went over too close. I do like my tape runner for that. It gives me a little bit of time to change my mind before, so I can only put pop here and down at the handle. So here and at the handle. So I have to see what I have available. I did some spring cleaning through my drawers, and my craft drawers, that is, and I found like different packages of tape that I've had forever anyway. So I kind of took out everything that was like off the standard that I use, and I brought them out so that I can get them used up. And then I'm going to do a couple of pop dots right there, pop squares. I am an adhesive snob, and I admit it. And what I mean by that is I have to have all the different adhesives, the liquids, the different sizes of pop squares, rolly stuff. Like, I just have to have it. Hey, so this is coming together lovely. We have a little circle camera. I remember the day we punched this out of this. We punched a couple out and we used one on another layout. And I have one left here. So we can pop it up. Right up here. Now, what other bits do we have that came from our kit? As you can see, there's going to be lots I do not use, just because we're getting pretty full. So, like, all this stuff will go back in my scrap bin. This is just like they can circle which month it is. Putting it around different spots. I kind of just like the color. I can't say for sure if this even belongs to this kit. I'm going to just put that aside just in case it doesn't belong to this kit because it doesn't look like the same color. Now I do have a little bit of pink there, so even though I have no pink per se on the calendar part, I do feel like I want to add just to draw it in so that it doesn't look like it's there in error. I'm going to take And this isn't like it's pop tape, but it's not high, if you know what I mean. I'm okay with popping it up. And the reason why I don't have a lot of this stuff, I don't like it. Sticky enough, but it's hard to cut. Oh God, now I can't get it off my finger. So it is like a little bit uneven up here, which I like, but it also provides a spot where you can kind of just put it down. And again, everything's loosey-goosey. So like pictures will be able to get right up to the top there. So I like how that's looking. And pink. There is a little bit of pink in here that we could count as our third splash of pink. April's too early for butterflies. So I'm going to save those. I do like the umbrella though. And the little flowers. Not desperately pink. I think I'm okay with pink there, pink and pink. I usually try to separate it a little bit, but as long as it's in kind of the groups of three is what I like. Some really nice yellow arrow. And I've used this on another page. I think I'm just about there. I'm just looking around to see what else I have. And we could put the April there. We could put the April up here. But things are happening. I do think I like it there. That definitely gives us our three. I wasn't going to do all the pink, but now I think I am. Pink it is. It's all from the same, like all the pages are from the same paper line, and it's all the solids within the calendar match the paper line. So it will look good regardless. We have some embellishments there. Today is the day. That's kind of what's in this background. What if I get my little punch? This is just a, I'm just going to cut out, what do you call those, tab punches. They're older than the hills. We are memory keepers. I did ask Heather to keep her eyes out if she could get any punches that did the tabs, because I love tab punches. I don't know how you guys feel about them, but I think it just dresses stuff up very easily. Oh, I like that. And I think I'm done. Originally, I was going to say this could be a good journaling spot, but I covered it with the April. But there's still opportunity here. And I do have a little stamp of photo that I'll put here. I do have the Uniquely Creative photo mats, but I already had these ones cut. I had cut a bunch in January when I started. So I wanted to use them first. So like all these bits are going to go back in the leftover bag for opportunities to use. And like today's the day, I didn't ruin that, so we could cut that out and use it on another one. I still didn't use the March one. And then we have this scrap of paper left. Oh, and I have some washi tape set aside because I added this washi tape to the calendar, so I thought maybe I'd find a space to put it on, but I don't think I will, just because there's no need of it. There's lots going on this page. So I'm just going to put my glue back together. I love this glue gun. I know it's a tool. I am a tool kind of crazy gal. So that's our, I think I'm going to put a little bit of glue on this washi tape because it just doesn't want to stick. So the washi tape didn't come with the kit. You can just go through your washi tape stash, as I'm sure everybody has one, and if you don't need it. But I do have a bit of a stash of washi tape, so I like to utilize it when I can. I'm just looking at our bits to make sure there's nothing else I want to pull into this. I did put some flowers on here, so I could. Where's my glue gun? Stamp some flowers down, so I could. And for the stamps, again, I went to my stash. This is actually a Vicky Bouton set. This I ended up stamping the writing upside down, but you really don't notice it. Like nobody will notice that. And stuff like that doesn't bother me because I just think it's part of the imperfection. Like the stamping's not perfect. So I just kind of go with it. And like I said, sometimes my favorite layouts come from just going with it. And I work in groups of 3, so like even when I stamp, you'll hear me saying like groups of 3s, groups of 5s, 7s. So odd number. So like, you know, when I stamped a flower here, I stamped one here and up here. Same with the little ones. The leaves, I did one big one here. I did a partial one here, one up the side, and it's kind of, I should have went and did another one over here, but I did one here, so that's okay. But there's like 3 groupings of the same washi tape. I only did the one bird. This is like a background stamp, and I just stamped it here, a little bit of it there, a little bit over here. So yeah. So let's stick down our, oh, look how that pops off that page, doesn't it? Now, when I look back, I don't do center because if you try to do center and then you're off on one, then you're going to really notice it. But if you just lay them down, oh, I see I did a banner on this one. I kind of like that. If you lay them down willy-nilly, and it doesn't really matter, then you're all good. So I think for this one, I'm going to put it down into this corner. And there's opportunity for us to draw this banner up here. Okay, let's stick this one down first. And I used my double-sided tape to stick this down. Oh, you like it, Linda? I'm glad. And even if you don't have like the calendar kit, You can definitely use this to get some ideas for scrapbooking pages of your own. And same as the little calendar that I showed you, it's a page. So if you wanted to, I'm going to post some pictures of that one. So if you wanted to kind of look at it to do a larger page, you certainly can. Book isn't coming apart. But the reason why I went with black is because I find it really contrasts because all the main pages are really bright colors. So I found that it contrasts really nice that way. And also, this isn't really, it's not like really thick. It's not like 110 pound. It's probably somewhere between a 16 and 80 pound weight. So I really wanted some extra bulk. Because if you're sticking all this paper onto it, you want it to be able to hold it up, especially if it's hanging on a wall. And the little dots do help. And this has no forgiveness, so if you make a boo-boo, you're hauling out your undo. So let me get this one for now. And at the very end, like when we're done in December, then we can go back and look at our bits and then go through our pages and do a little bit of addition. And that's that dotted line there. Let's see what else we have here. I don't think I want that there. Part of me is thinking I should have flagged that. It's not too late. And you know what? If you make a boo-boo, you stick something over it. People who don't do this work, and oh, you're most welcome, Dale, and get a project like this from you, they will never notice the imperfections. It's only you that's your worst critic. I'm just going to put a little bit of glue to anchor the tails down. I also like cutting off the tag ends, putting them in. It's the same idea as the tabs. It just adds a little something. I can put it up there, I can put it down there. I think I like it up here. And you can go back with a little bit of twine if you want to put through. Glue that right down. Now let me have another look. Now this is where we can add some of the washi, just to tie it in. This washi is older than the hills. Oh, trying to get it the wrong way. A piece of that. A piece of this peachy orange. And then a piece of the mushrooms. And I have my washi all together. It might, like if I get washi with a paper line, I'll leave it with the paper line stuff until I start using it, and then it goes in my little washi tub. Now, I'm thinking I need a little bit of extra glue on this one. There, I like it. Well, we have even less to put back, which is nice. So this is all the bits that I have left to put back. Flower, 2 flower, 3 flowers. Part of this one, and then this makes a good journaling tab. This one here, the April one I didn't use, and the March one I didn't use. So let me see if it's possible that I might have to put it sideways for you to kind of get a snippet of the full thing, just so you can see how nice it flows together. But I like that a lot. Pretty cute. Well, thank you guys for hanging out with me today. It was fun as always. I don't know what I'll be doing next for a class. I'm giving it some thought as to what I'll do for another class this month. I'm just not sure. I don't know if I'll have time. I have some work commitments coming up that's going to take me away from home for a bit, and I am away the last weekend of the month. So we'll see how things go. But if there's something in particular you would like me to do, please reach out. I haven't done anything with the Olos in a while, so that could be something. But please reach out and let me know what you would like to see. Oh, you're most welcome, Linda. Thank you guys for joining me on this Saturday, and we will be in touch real soon again. Toodles for now.